My name is Emily. Welcome to my channel, Emily Solves It, where on this channel I focus on my love of all things puzzles, whether that is jigsaw puzzles, logic puzzles, brain teasers, riddles, you name it, I probably love it. And on today's episode of Emily Solves It, we are going to tackle Dead Man's Hand. This is a mini murder mystery created by Professor Puzzles. I'm very excited. I've never solved a mini deck puzzle before. I found this while browsing at my local Barnes and Nobles and was like sold. Not Barnes and Nobles, sorry. I found this at my local Books A Million and was like, ooh, cool. It does contain various small items that have either been folded. It does have some playing cards, and the point is that there's been murder and you are trying to solve this murder. Murders on the Cars on the Mississippi. Can you uncover the culprit? I did purchase this for about $8. So, yeah, let's get started. Okay. Hard to get in. I have not opened this yet. Whoops. And I don't think I've never solved like a deck-based puzzle before, so this will be interesting. Ooh! What is... Oh, it's just like a hanger. Okay. Cards. Let's just see. Oh, hints and solutions only open if your investigation has exhausted all avenues. So we're gonna set that there for now. Whistler, Mississippi, the floating casino, security office, incident logbook. This is the safe. Ooh, and it is stickered shut. We've got like a cipher here to unlock the safe. Okay. We've got like a note. I guess I should slowly go through all of these. I will get more into it, but for now I'm just flipping through everything. Yeah. Evidence. Coded cards, brief guide to poker hands. Money? Or is this our ticket? National Bank. Cemetery things. We've got like a satchel, how to play. This will be important. Important, read first. Introduction. It's like envelope, a little cipher thing. So should I open this? Ooh. Yes. Okay, so we'll start here. Sorry, that was my dog. Introduction. This is Silas, the captain of the steamboat Whistler. News has probably already reached you of an incident that occurred last night. One of our passengers, Abe Phillips, was murdered. The Whistler didn't dock overnight and all passengers are accounted for. The killer is still on board. And you'll never catch me. There's more. Abe Phillips was secretly working as a courier for a case of rare diamonds kept within a safe in my quarters. Only Abe knew the safe combination. I alone knew Abe's secret, or so I thought. The killer has torn apart a page From Mr. Phillips' journal. See for yourself. It's clear that the killer knows the safe combination, but whether or not the diamonds are still inside, I cannot say. This is where you come in. The killer has been leaving notes and riddles, all calling out the famous, that's been crossed out, detective, in quotes, on board the Whistler. It seems that the killer is goading you to crack the case, putting your acclaimed reputation to the test. I hope that it is well earned. The Whistler security team has begun an investigation. Here's what we know. The victim's body was found in the casino last night. The poker table was booked for 6 people. One of the 5 other passengers who attended that game is sure to be the killer. I would recommend that you begin your investigation by identifying those 5 players. That's underlined. It seems that several possessions were left at the table. I am also hearing reports that a number of the passengers are convicted felons. As the only person who officially knew Abe's secret and with the safe in my quarters, I am sure to be charged with murder before the Whistler docks. I need you to find the true killer before then. Both my fate and justice for the victim rest in your capable hands. Good luck, detective. You'll need it. S. Nathaniel, Captain Silas Nathaniel. When you're ready to play my little game, detective, open the How to Play manual. Okay. This journal belongs to Abe Phillips. Safe combination reminder, and we have a jagged edge. Here's the deal, detective. On this page is my challenge. You need to complete the grid and then answer my questions about the events of last night. To begin, you'll need to verify which passengers were also at the poker game and fill their names in on the table. Every person at that game sat in a different seat and had a different hand of cards in the final round of the game. Each player, except for Abe, has a criminal history, and each one left their possessions at the poker table. To complete the table, each separate 6x6 grid requires a single tick in each row and column. I have completed Abe's information for you already, detective. I want to just see, yeah, okay. Once this challenge is completed, you will be able to answer my questions on the reverse of the safe. This will enable you to open it. Do not attempt to open the safe before you have the combination. So here is our safe, sealed, and these are the questions. Input your answers from left to right, no spaces. Who owns the satchel? Which player had the 4 of a kind hand? What was the card hand of the player that owns the comb? The player who had the royal flush owns what possession? What crime did the person who had the straight commit? What card hand did the pickpocket have? Which possession did the grave robber have? What crime did the person in seat C commit? Complete the other players' names here. Do this first. So we do need to figure that out. And then we'll have what hand, what crime, what possession, and what seat they were in. And of course, it does the same. If you've ever done like a logic grid before, which I've done so many, I love these. This should look really familiar to you. Each 6x6 grid requires just a single tick on each line and column. Because Abe sat in seat F, he did not sit in the other 5 seats, so we've X'd out those. And the other players did not sit in seat F, so then everyone else gets it there. So according to this, Abe had the 3 of a kind. He had not committed any crimes. He had the journal, and he was sitting in seat F. Okay. So first off, we need to know the other players. Ooh. Coded cards. The code on the back of the cards, come now, detective, you have clues and spades, okay? First, fill in the table using the code on the back of the cards, then decode the messages on the front of each poker hand. Ooh, okay, we'll come back to that. We need to first just know who our players are. Currency. I also will my pencil perfect, because I don't want to write in pen. Oh, okay, so this is a diagram of the table. A, B, C, D, E, and F. We know that that was Abe and that he had 3 of a kind in his hand, which is helpful to know. These are the different things that were left behind: a journal, glasses, a pocket watch, a satchel that has ink spilled on it, a wallet with the monograms FSF and lucky number 9, a comb. These both have fingerprints next to them. On this napkin, a symbol is hidden. Those with this symbol will steal from anyone dead or alive. So that has to do with the bank robber or grave robber. Complete witness statement by Eloise Nicholson. This is probably important. I didn't see too much last night. I only went into the poker game to tidy up and then I got straight out. Those passengers were really shady. I've even heard that they're all criminals. Just listen, I need your discretion here. Anything I tell you didn't come from me. I usually keep my head down, but I know that Aman Henderson was at the game. I also caught a glimpse of another player's hand. I don't really play poker, but I think the hand is called a full house. I remember him having some 3s sitting in seat E. A woman was sitting in seat A. One of the players also had a pocket watch. I know for a fact that it isn't his. I saw him pickpocket it from the preacher, Mr. Farrow, earlier this evening. Not telling you the pickpocket's name, though. I could get into a lot of trouble, and I'm not taking that kind of risk. Not for free, anyway. Okay, this gave us quite a bit of information, which is also really nice. Okay, incident logbook. This is going to have our people in it. This is where we're going to get our names. It is. Yes, it is. Okay. Security Office incident logbook. Let's dive right into this. Ernest Farrow, preacher. So we have a photograph, their fingerprint. Statement, the poker watch, I know nothing about that. The poker match, whoops, I know nothing about that. I am a religious man. I don't dabble in cards. Emma Wood, midwife. It's terrible what happened to that poor passenger. Abe Phillips, courier, deceased. Who could be next? John Gresham, ex-guard. Card match? Yes, there were 6 of us. It's hard to remember who, though. So he was playing Aman Henderson, an accountant. John and I sometimes play cards together. What's it to you? We already knew that Aman was, so John, Aman. Silas Nathaniel, captain. I'm the captain of this ship. I might play cards with Eloise from time to time. William Delaney, oil mechanic. Yes, I was at the game last night. Me, 3 other guys, and 2 women. Eloise Nicholson, maid or cleaner. Hey, look, we recognize those lines too. I'm the cleaner. I saw some suspicious activity at the game last night, but I wasn't playing. I'm terrible at poker anyways. Anyway, I always fold. So we're going to have to fold this. Patricia Abraham, teacher. Catherine and Emma were whispering something about playing cards. Catherine Lane, pharmacist. Of course I was at the game. I never miss a game when Abe is there. Oh, interesting. And why is hers in all capital? And then we have a map. Okay, upper deck. Connect the passengers to their belongings. Satchel, comb. X marks the spot. In the lower deck, access to unauthorized areas will be logged as trespass. Catherine, Patricia, Aman, Eloise, John, Abe, Silas, Emma, and William. William's past conviction. What was it? Very interesting. Okay. And then there are, so like this right here has fingerprints on it. So let's take a look at these cards as well. Is there any way to see? particular cards there were? No. Not necessarily. Okay. So like I'm noticing right off the bat. Okay, these are spades. Okay. Oh. Diamonds. Fingerprints. Burned. There's a cigar on the table. Burn marks. Wine glass. Mark. Fingerprints. Burn marks. Ink. Ink. Wine mark. Wine mark. Wine mark. Wine mark. So I think that's how we are definitely going to figure out who had what. Okay, just from the preliminary, so we know for a fact John was playing, Aman was playing, me, 3 other guys. So William, and then 2 women. It wasn't Eloise, which leaves the other 2 women, which would have been Patricia, Catherine, or Emma. Okay, well, Eloise wasn't there. She was the cleaner. She says that Catherine and Emma were whispering. Catherine straight up says, yeah, I was at the game. And Emma. Okay. Okay, and then based off of this, okay, Aman was at the game. I caught a glimpse of another player's hand. I don't really play poker, but I think the hand is called a full house. That doesn't mean it was his, because I caught a glimpse of another player's hand. I remember him having some 3s sitting in seat E, which means it wasn't Catherine or Emma. And that also means that Catherine and Emma were not in seat E. A woman was sitting in seat A. So John, what's his name? Aman and William were not in seat A. One of the players also had a pocket watch. I know for a fact that it isn't his. So a man was holding the pocket watch, but it wasn't his. So Catherine and Emma did not have the pocket watch. Not telling you the pickpocket's name though, I could get into a lot of trouble and I'm not taking that risk, not for free. I want to see this again. What does the FSF mean? We don't have anyone with those initials. Okay. But these fingerprints, we could match this. Give me your fingerprints again. Okay, so who's heavy at the top with the line? Oh, but the comb belongs to Miss Emma because those fingerprints match. Okay, Emma has the comb. And who has those glasses? That's Aman. Yeah, Aman has the glasses. Well, and he is wearing glasses in the picture too. Okay. Okay. ink blotch, I think is important. And then this is like dirty. Okay, who has this fingerprint? It's got like a cut line. Mr. William. But so does this dude. Fingerprint A. Fingerprint A matches. Not fingerprint C. Okay, because of the like whorl pattern. It's really hard to tell on this little picture, but it doesn't match. It matches John when you flip it this way. These are matches. Okay. He definitely had the fingerprints. Let's match all the cards that have something similar to them. Or should we do the back of the card thing? Oh, see, now ugh. I said do this first. Where was that at? Where was the... I haven't actually looked at these things. What are these? Currency. Secured by United States bonds deposited with the Treasury of the United States. National Bank of Jackson. Interesting. Royal flush. Straight. Three of a kind. Full house, 2 pair, 4 of a kind. I kind of jump all over the place with these. Coded, okay. The code on the back of the cards, question mark. Come now, detective, you have clues in spades, so we should look at the spades. First, fill in the table using the code on the back of the cards. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? First, and it's an S. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. S, P, A, D, E, S. It spells spades. Then decode the messages on the front of each poker hand. Whoa. This didn't have anything. This doesn't have anything. Wait, some they don't have. I'm running out of room. I'm trying to keep them in order as much as possible. Okay. So then the rest of them don't have anything other than the first one, which is the letter D. We're going to look at the backs of the cards and then we're going to call it for this episode. I'm going to pick them up now. But I want to keep them in order as much as possible. Put those over there. Yeah, interesting that there's nothing except for the D on this one. I'm just double checking as I pick them up, like I'm looking at each one individually, that there isn't something that I've missed. There's only 3 clubs, and they don't have anything. Okay. Nothing. And then hearts. Only number 4, which is an R. So I mean, this would spell, if it follows the pattern, it would spell their suit. So it would be, like this would be diamonds, which would make, has 8. This would be clubs, and then this would be hearts. Then decode the messages on the front of each poker hand. $442 would be BBL if we follow the thing. Okay, I don't have time. We gotta wrap this up. We've already spent 30 minutes doing this. We'll come back and we'll continue on. I am really enjoying this so far, but like I said, I've got to end that here for now. And we'll pick up exactly where we've left off next episode. This is very intriguing so far. Leave any clues, hints, things? I know we haven't even discussed this, but we will. Okay. Okay. See you soon.